Have you ever felt like the world is so loud, yet there is only one voice you want to hear? You wake up every morning, and the first thing you do is reach for your phone, checking notifications, hoping there's one name that appears there. But day after day, that hope only ends in silent disappointment. You know they're not thinking about you. You know they might be laughing, sharing stories, or even planning a future with someone else who isn't you. Yet somehow, you choose to stay. It's as if you're waiting for a ship at an airport, an absurd form of waiting. Yet for some reason, you feel you have to remain there, dropping your self-worth little by little every single day. Unrequited love is one of the most paradoxical forms of human suffering. It's a battle where you are the only soldier fighting, the only victim getting wounded, and the only one holding the white flag of surrender. This isn't about two souls finding each other. It's about one soul lost inside the labyrinth of another person's mind, a labyrinth that never even provided an entrance for you. You're not loving a person. You're loving a projection, a hope, a shadow. You created yourself so that your world feels meaningful. We often ask ourselves, why am I like this? Why can't I stop? Why does our brain, biologically designed to survive and avoid threats, choose to remain comfortable in this pain? Why do we feel more alive when we're hurt by the same person again and again? In this story, we're dissecting the darker side of the psychology behind unrequited love. We're exploring why sometimes we actually enjoy the wound itself, and why letting go often feels far more terrifying than being repeatedly broken by someone who never even asked us to stay. Scientifically speaking, one-sided love is often not about the person, it's about addiction. We fall in love with an ideal version of someone we create inside our own minds. We don't truly see who they are with all their flaws, ego, and imperfections. We only see them as the final piece that could complete the emptiness in our lives. We fall in love with a potential that exists only in our heads, not in reality. We create narratives. If only they knew how much we love them, they would change. But in reality, people don't change just because we love them hard enough. There's a cunning mechanism in our brain that explains why it's so hard to let go. Dopamine. In behavioral psychology, there's a phenomenon called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same reason someone can become addicted to slot machines in a casino. Imagine this. If every time you pull a lever money comes out consistently, you'll feel satisfied and stop once you've had enough. But if the reward comes randomly, sometimes a big win, sometimes nothing for days, you'll keep pulling that lever obsessively. You get trapped in a cycle of destructive curiosity. This is exactly how one-sided love works. Every time they give you even a tiny bit of attention, a brief smile, a late reply, a simple acknowledgement, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. Suddenly, all your pain feels worth it. You feel hope again. You feel like you're almost there. You keep gambling with your feelings, investing time, emotions, and self-worth, even though you know the odds of winning are nearly zero. You're not trapped because you're foolish. You're trapped because you're intoxicated by hope. You begin to see their silence as a challenge to solve, when in reality, their silence is already the answer. We refuse to see reality because reality hurts too much for a heart that has invested too deeply. Let's look at one of the most iconic tragedies in fiction. Obito Uchiha. Obito is the personification of someone whose entire world collapses not because the world itself is evil, but because his only source of light disappears. For Obito, Rin wasn't just a childhood friend. She was a symbol of everything good in a war-filled world. When that light was tragically extinguished before his eyes, Obito didn't just lose someone he loved. He lost the foundation of his reality. He fell into an emotional black hole so deep that reality itself no longer felt worth living in. He chose to destroy the real world and create the Mugen Tsukuyomi, a false utopia where he could have Rin forever in an eternal dream, rather than breathe in a world where fate never returned his love. Obito represents an extreme side within all of us. He mirrors the part of ourselves that believes if we can't have them, happiness cannot exist. This is toxic devotion, an obsession that steals our identity until nothing remains except hunger for someone who isn't there. But there's another, subtler side, like Himmel from Frieren. Himmel loved Frieren for decades in an elegant silence. He knew that for an elf like Frieren, human time was only a blink. He knew his feelings might never be understood, even until his death. Himmel never forced her, never demanded reciprocation, never made her feel guilty for not loving him the same way. He chose to keep loving by ensuring his existence left something meaningful for Frieren. Yet beneath that beauty, there was still a wound he carried alone until the end. In psychology, this is often called emotional martyrdom. Sometimes we stay in one-sided love because there is a hidden ego satisfaction. We feel like the main character in a poetic tragedy. We feel like a hero because we sacrifice our happiness for someone who never even asked for it. Ask yourself honestly, do you truly love them sincerely, or are you actually in love with the pain itself? Often, that pain is the only thing that makes you feel connected to them. The more you suffer without demanding anything in return, the more noble your love feels. But this is often just a defense mechanism so you don't feel completely meaningless. You create drama for yourself so your empty life feels like it has narrative weight. You're not loving them. You're loving your role as the wounded hero in silence. You fall in love with your own tragic story. And beneath all of this lies the hardest truth to admit. We are afraid of emptiness. Loving someone, even painfully, gives us purpose. It gives structure to our days. We know who to think about when we wake up. That pain fills the empty spaces inside us. If we decide to stop loving them today, then what remains tomorrow? Who becomes the center of our universe? The emptiness is what truly terrifies us, not losing them. We fear facing the reality that once their shadow is gone, we'll have to face ourselves, messy, unfinished, and perhaps broken. We would rather embrace sharp thorns because at least they feel real than release them and embrace a cold void. We're trapped because we're not brave enough to believe we deserve happiness without begging for validation from someone else. We place the key to our happiness in the pocket of someone who doesn't even know we're locked inside a dark room. Letting go of one-sided love feels like the death of a hope. And like any death, there is grief. There will be anger, there will be bargaining, and eventually, there will be acceptance. Learning from the pain of unrequited love teaches us that the most sincere love is not the one that suffers forever. It's the one that knows when to stop for the sake of your own well-being. Surrender, in this context, is not defeat. Surrender means you finally realize that your heart is too valuable to be placed in the hands of someone who has no space to hold it. If today you're still trapped inside that labyrinth, listen carefully. It's okay. Admit that you're hurt. Admit that you feel not good enough. But please, don't turn that pain into the home where you live. Don't build your life on someone else's rejection. Stop being a supporting character begging for attention in someone else's story that never even listed your name as a lead. Start becoming the writer and the main character of your own life. Your worth is not determined by how much love others return to you. Your worth has existed since the moment you were born, and no one has the right to take it away. Letting go will feel like losing a part of your soul. But in truth, it's the moment you begin to reclaim the self you lost. Out there, there's a vast world waiting for you. There are people who will appreciate your laughter, who will love you fully without you having to beg or bleed to prove your sincerity. Real love will never make you feel small. Real love will never make you feel like you have to compete with someone else's shadow. If it hurts you more than it makes you happy, then it isn't love. It's obsession in disguise. Start moving forward, step by step. Don't look back. because your future is far brighter than a past filled only with neglect. You deserve to be loved in the most beautiful way.